Welcome back, everyone. This is going to be photo of the week 2, and today we're going to look at kind of a combination of picture and flyer. So a little bit of graphic design in this one. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get into it. For this one, we're looking at the 2020, so mid-COVID. There was a Toronto board meeting still. This one was virtual, so any local groups or communities could host their own virtual Toronto board meeting. That's what we did over at Purdue. Yeah, so Nate and I went out. This is Nate. Still got the mask on and everything. We just pushed around campus. I was trying to get a good photo for a flyer to advertise this event and also tie it in with some of the Purdue Longboarding Club stuff. So I didn't take too many, 55 all the way to, yeah, so like less than 100 photos at some of our Purdue landmarks. So I think this is one of the photos I did use. This is the Purdue Bell Tower. I don't know why it's so blurry up there. And then Nate just holding a land yachts board over here. So there's a bunch of these that we took. That one's pretty cool too, looking off. Again, it's not on the editing drive, so it'll take a little bit to load here. But yeah, so I used this one. I thought this was a really cool one. You can tell that he's kind of excited, even though he's still got the mask on and just holding the board and the little, I don't even know what to call that, the shaka, the get rad sign. I should probably know what that's called, the little two-finger wiggle. He did that, did a couple of them. I don't know why. These two are pretty similar, but I chose this one instead of that one. This one's also pretty cool, but I think I needed a horizontal one for the flyer, which I'll show you, just because, you know, that's part of the thing I'm talking about this week. So this is the flyer. It's got that horizontal picture in the middle, and yeah, it's Toronto Board Meeting 2020 Social Distance Edition. Got at the Toronto Board Meeting, at Purdue Longboarding Club, yada yada yada, and with the white dress shirts, black tie, helmets, whatever. So we actually had 3 events here. We had the Grass Hill Bomb, Extravaganza, and more. I can get into some of these photos too. That one was actually just rained out, and so it was just kind of miserable. It was just a cruise around campus because we couldn't really do a Grass Hill Bomb in the mud. Yes, this is day 1. I'll link the video down in the bottom. Oh god. This is a good video. Anyway, but yeah, it was just a bunch of garages and cruising around. It was a good time. Yes, that's day 1. Day 2 was actually the Purdue Longboarding Club call out, as well as kind of Toronto board meeting event. So that one went really well. Actually, I have a couple pictures from there. So I think I took, yeah, just this one photo because I was trying to lead the whole event and cruise and whatnot, but also film and take pictures, and it was a lot of things going on. So we just lined up in front of the Purdue Union over here. That's this building. It's got a arch here, and it's just crazy. I'm pretty sure everyone was wearing a mask outside. Yeah, it's wild. Everyone's like 6 feet apart. Again, pretty crazy, but just what we had to do to hold an event officially, I guess, because that's what it was. As a club at Purdue, we had to get approval for all of these events that we were hosting, and part of that during this COVID time was masks were required even outside. So again, just part of the time. So yeah, took this picture. It's actually really cool because everyone's spread out and there's a lot of people that showed up. I had a good time. Again, that's in the video here. We went to do a bunch of stuff. There's just like a ton of people just cruising around and enjoying it. So yeah, getting back to, I guess, the flyer. I think I had this planned. But yeah, Saturday, September 5th was day 3 of our events, and I did take pictures. Took a couple of them. Apparently I labeled them as blue instead of green like I usually do now as the final ones to post. Let's go through these real quick. We got a smaller crew, so we cruised into Lafayette, which is there's West Lafayette, which is where the actual campus of, or one of Purdue's campuses is at, and then there's Lafayette. So you go over a bridge, which is a river. Anyway, so you go over the bridge, and then you just have a little small town, I guess, next to it. It's got a little downtown area. So this is actually on that walking bridge steps. We took this picture and this one. Everyone's just kind of holding their board up, getting excited, whatever. And this is across another bridge. I think it's just really cool. So yeah, this is on the other side of the bridge, and everyone's just kind of walking down, because it was a little, not a little steep, it was a little bit of a hill, and the pavement wasn't so great, so safest to just walk your boards next to this pretty big road, honestly. There's a couple from familiar faces in some of these. Nate was the VP for a solid minute. Deeds was in the officer-ish here. Some people. Yeah. Oh. Let's go. Lawrence is in here. Shout out Lawrence. Lawrence is skating and ripping an NC now. I'll put his tag or something on the screen. But yeah, definitely check him out. He's a really cool skater to watch. And then Kendall, who was the president for a while, still skating. Still part of the longboarding club at Purdue. So that's going great. Thanks to him. Let's see. Let's get back into... Okay, so that was that photo of the flyer. And then we also had this photo that I think I like better than the other one. This one's cool because it's a different arch. So this arch is on the other side of that arch that I showed you before at the Union. I just like how Nate's in the middle, pushing across. You get the Purdue University, which is honestly really hard to see. I had to do some editing shenanigans to make the letters stand out a little bit better. But he's just kind of lined up in the center. You've got a natural frame with this arch and these buildings, and then everything's kind of leading you into Nate pushing this board. So you've got a bunch of like these weird lines on the side. They're like kind of angling in. You've got the sidewalk in the center, this one, and then these lines that are just pushing you again towards that center. You've got this center line again pushing towards the center. So everything's kind of directing you into this central focus of Nate pushing this board. I got the perfect moment of him pushing in the center here. So if we come out to this view again, it took a couple tries, because at this point I knew what I wanted. I saw Nate pushing, and I saw this right here. I'm like, that looks good, but he's just kind of mid-push. I also saw this chalk bit in the middle of a different club, or looks like a church group advertising here. I didn't really want to put their advertisement in my longboard flyer, so I made Nate do it again. I moved a little bit, so it cut out part of that. But again, we kind of missed the push here. So we did it a third time, and again, missed the push. Fourth time, there's people in the background, and it's just I slightly missed it. Fifth time, a little late on that push, so he's not like down and into that power push stance. This took a lot of tries, actually. Jeez, I don't remember. I remember it, but I didn't realize it was that many tries. And then this is apparently the 7th or 8th try. I finally got what I was envisioning in my mind to come out on in reality, I guess, because that's what photos are. You can edit them a little bit, but I typically like to get photos as close to how I imagine them in my mind, just straight in the camera, because there's a lot of AI tools that you can use to edit and distort your photo, whether that's a realistic edit that would be really difficult to do, or like a completely mind-bogglingly like fantasy edit of like clouds spooky or something like that, or put a giant robot in the background. But I think for my style of photography right now, I just like taking pictures of what's there, editing maybe the colors and the light so that you can see what it is that I'm trying to show you. So for example, this one, we have Nate as the subject, obviously, but we also have this Purdue University banner. And so those are the two things that I wanted to show off. And I edited the photo based off of those two things. Definitely could have done a little bit better job on this sign here, because it looks a little funky to me, at least. So if we take the before and after of the little bit of lighting touch-ups that I did to the sign. I just increased the exposure by a little bit and masked it based off of, oh god, this is so awful. I masked it based off of the letters, but I did it apparently really terrible job with it. Just don't forget to check your masks. Oh yeah, you can see that line right there. Wow. Anyway, those are just like a few minor things that I did. But the picture's all, you know, like intact. 2020, I don't even think they had like crazy AI things to mess around with. But that's, I guess, a very, very quick background of these two Toronto board meeting flyers that I put together for Purdue Longboarding Club. If you like this, please like it. Lets me know that you actually like it. And if you'd like to see more, subscribe. If you have a photo that you've seen from me, it doesn't have to be a photo. It could be honestly a video. I can talk through a video part. Give me a timestamp on a video that you really like a 2 timestamps that you want me to talk through, or one of the event flyers that I've done. Because boy, I put a lot of time into those event flyers. So if you've got a piece of media that I put together that you would like to know more about, let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.